What's up, traders? Today we're going to look at two different stocks that are looking like a perfect buying opportunity before 2026. And I'll tell you why I like the stocks both fundamentally and technically. And then, of course, we will look at a potential trade. Now, if you're new to the channel, my name is Rashad, and I trade options for my full-time income. But go ahead and do me a huge favor, hit that like button. It just helps push this video out to more people. And do remember that this is not financial advice, nor is it a recommendation to buy, sell, or hold any equities or options contracts, and all trading comes with risk. Now, first things first, I have to share a word from God that has to deal with money, wealth building, or business. And today's word will come from Luke 14:28. And it says, "For which of you, intending to build a tower, sitteth not down first, and counteth the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it." And the ERV translation is plan carefully before committing your resources. So essentially have a plan in place before you do anything. And that has to do with whether trading or with life. But with trading, you definitely want to have a plan in place. You want to have a plan for your entry. You want to have a plan for your management, and you want to have a plan for your exit. And you want to do all of those based on actual data points and not just a feeling that you think a stock will go up or you think a stock will go down. All right, but that's the word for the day. I hope that blesses somebody. And speaking of having a plan in place, I have to shout out members of the Trade to Freedom community. First off, we have Tyler here who says, "Happy Monday, everyone. Here are my results for November." And we could see he printed $10,000 in the market. So Tyler, huge shout out to you. He says, "Been playing it conservative for tax reasons this year, but you're not going to hear me complain about $10,000 a month." So Tyler, congratulations. And then Jason here, who was part of our 0 DTE day trading, showed that he made $1,067 that day. So congrats to you. Then Jonathan here brought in $344 with his Adobe Iron Condor. So shout out to you, Jonathan. And then Benjamin made $1,880 just today, and he's part of our 0 DTE trading as well. Now, if you know anybody who's looking to trade to freedom, tell them about the community. The link is below in the description, but they'll get access to my trades, access to the course, access to ask me questions at any given time. And lastly, they'll be within a community of other traders who all have the exact same goal. So if you know anybody, the link is below in the description. But with that, let's get down to business. And the first stock we'll be talking about today is Adobe, ticker symbol ADBE. Now, if you're not familiar, Adobe is essentially the leader in content creating software. All right, so photographers, videographers, and content creators and businesses use their products in order to create things or edit things or things of that nature. Now, most people are familiar with one of their products, Photoshop. Everybody knows about Photoshop, but they have an entire suite of products, right? So they have Adobe Acrobat Pro in order to read PDFs. They have Photoshop. They have Adobe Premiere Pro, which is for editing videos, which this video is literally edited on that platform. And then they have Adobe Lightroom, which is another item that most photographers use. But Adobe is number one in that space. And so let's go ahead and get into the fundamental reasons why Adobe is a buy. First off, AI strengthens Adobe's dominance. All right, so spoiler alert, both of the stocks that I'll be talking about today, it was assumed that AI would destroy their business. However, they have both shown that AI is strengthening their business. And of course, the bottom line is they are making more money due to the presence of AI than they would if they didn't have AI. All right, so everybody thought that Adobe's business was going down. Because AI, they assumed that the further and further that AI progressed, the more and more it would go downhill. However, Adobe has used AI and implemented it into all of their products. And one of their AI products called Firefly is actually the leading content creation tool when using AI. And it is leaps and bounds above anything else. So much so that the likes of OpenAI and ChatGPT have reached out to Adobe to partner with their products. All right, so bottom line, AI is helping Adobe and it is not hurting it. All right, and the Firefly AI product that I discussed, they have implemented it into all of their products. And so as a photographer, when you're using Photoshop and you're trying to create things, you could do it in a much more advanced way than if you were to go into ChatGPT, for example, and try to create an image from there. Thirdly, they are monetizing AI on existing users. All right, Adobe has been able to charge a premium for their AI products. So it's not like they're just spending money on implementing all these new AI products and they're still making the same amount of money. No, they are charging even more. And if you want to get access to the new AI products, you have to pay more than you did before. And so I absolutely love that. And fourthly, they have massive operating leverage and cash flow. And generally, all of their finances are looking very great. Now, if we go and take a look, we can see here this chart is showing both their revenue and net income. And this is exactly what you want it to look like. You want it to look like a staircase, just increasing every single year and getting better and better and better. All right, in the year ending 2021, they did 15 billion. And in the year ending November 2025, they did nearly 24 billion. Now you tell me, does that sound like a company that is dying? I don't believe so. And they're bringing more and more to the bottom line. So the year ending November 2021, $4.8 billion, and the year ending November 2025, $7.1 billion. And that was a 28% increase year over year. So again, you tell me, does that sound like a company that is dying? All right, so amazing numbers there. And then lastly, they're at a near 10-year low valuation. And so if we come over and we look at the PE, we can see that the PE is currently about 20. Now, for a tech company that is growing 28% on the bottom line year over year, that is an extreme discount. And I'm not the only one that believes that it has upside potential. If we look here, we can see that analysts, and out of 36 of them that are covering this stock, they have it as a moderate buy and the mean target price of $448. And so that is a pretty decent amount of upside potential for a stock that is currently at $354. And there are even some bullish analysts that have it as a price of $660. And I can tell you right now that I easily believe that this is over a $500 stock. But now that we've covered a lot of the fundamentals, let's go ahead and take a look at the technicals. Now, first off, looking at the price, Adobe has still been going up even while the market has been going down. And part of the reason for that is not only because it's an amazing company, first off, but secondly, they've already been punished quite a bit. And so typically stocks that have already been punished previously, if they are a good company, then likely you'll see them not punished as much as other stocks, right? And an example right now would also be Meta, because Meta has already been sold off quite a bit. So now even on these big red days like today, Meta did not go down by much. All right, but looking at this chart here, I have it set to weekly candles, and we can see it reached an all-time high last year, September 9th of 2024, of $587, so nearly 600. And over the last year, all of the AI stories have been coming out, and everybody thinks that Adobe's business is going to go out of business because of AI. And so it quite literally halved, and it reached a low just about a month ago on November 17th of $311. And since then, it has been moving in an upward direction. And so, of course, you could just buy shares here, but as you know, I love using options. And so I love any bullish strategy here, right? We could do bull put credit spreads. We could do leaps. Looking at the stochastic here, it is pointing in an upward direction. And so this could still be a leaps opportunity. So let's go ahead and open up our brokerage and take a look at a potential trade. All right, so here we are in the options chain. And of course, a leaps is defined as any long call that is more than 365 days out. Now, for me personally, I like to go even further out because it gives you a higher probability of profit. However, Adobe is a pretty expensive stock. And so the further and further you go out, the more the options contract will cost you. And so let's say we just go just over 365 days. And so we could look at this December 18th, 2026 date. Let's open it up. Now, as far as strike, when I'm doing leaps, I'll typically go anywhere between a 0.70 to a 0.80 delta. And so let's go around the 0.70, and that'll put us at this $320 strike with a delta of 0.71. And so if we go ahead and add that to our contract, then we can see it'll cost us about $7,675 in order to put on this trade, which sounds very expensive. However, if you were to buy 100 shares of Adobe at $320, then that would be $32,000. So it's definitely much cheaper than buying shares. We can see if Adobe were to rise up and go anywhere near that $500 price level that I mentioned before, or even that 460 something price level that analysts see it currently worth, well, at $465, this contract would be at a profit of $6,853 at expiration. However, if it were to reach those levels much sooner than expiration, then it would be worth even more. All right. And if it were to reach the $500 mark, then we could see that would be an over $10,000 gain. Now, anytime I do leap strategies, I typically always sell covered calls against it, which is called the poor man's covered call. And so what I would do is I would go back out of here and I would look for a date within 45 days typically, or sometimes I'll go out as far as 90 days when I'm selling against a leaps. And so if you're really wanting to reduce the price of your leaps contract, right, because it's kind of expensive at $7,675, then you can go to the farther end of that 90-day time frame that I mentioned. And so we do have a date that's about 92 days out. So it's a few days out of the time frame, but that's perfectly fine. And if we look here, now I'm just looking to sell a call against it. And so what we could do is we could look at the expected move, and we could see it's currently plus or minus $46. And so if we were to add $46 to the current stock price of $354, then that would put us right at the $400 mark. Well, if we come down to the $400 strike, we can see it's at a delta of about 0.28. and it currently pays anywhere between $990 to $1,040 right here, right now. All right, and that sounds good to me. So I'll go ahead and add that on. And that quite literally reduced the price of the contract by about $1,000. And so now if we come back up to the P&L curve, then we can see now it looks like this. And we can see as the stock price continuously increases, our max profit during that 92-day period will be right around the short call that we sold at $400. And we can see we can make $3,711 if the stock price were to rise to that mark around expiration day. Okay, and if it goes higher, then you're still well into profit. However, you will be making less money now because that short call will start to work against you. However, you can see as we go way up, it would take for this stock to literally skyrocket for us to get into a losing situation. All right, so now I'm all the way up here to $600 and we're still at a profit of $2,346. All right, this is a bullish strategy. So I never worry about it going up. What I don't want is for it to go down, right? And of course, this is a buying strategy. So the most you can lose is the amount that you put into the trade to begin with. And so we can see if the stock price were to go downwards, then the contracts become worth less and less and less. However, the good thing with leaf strategies is that you have time on your side, right? We have an entire year for our trade and our thesis to play out. And if you're doing this on a good company fundamentally and a good company technically, then you have a very high probability of profit. And in the meantime, we will continue to sell covered calls against it, which will greatly reduce the amount of money that we paid for the entire contract. All right, but that is Adobe. Shout out to all the members of Trade to Freedom, as we have been trading Adobe and doing this strategy for several months now. But now let's go ahead and take a look at the second stock, which is Salesforce, ticker symbol CRM. Now, Salesforce is the #1 CRM company in the world. All right, CRM stands for Customer Relationship Management, and nearly every single company in the S&P 500 uses this company's products. And again, it was believed that AI would totally destroy their business, and it has been proven that that is not the case, and they are also using AI to make their products even better, and we can see AI is right at the forefront of what they are trying to do. And so let's go over some reasons fundamentally that I like Salesforce. #1, they are the core operating system for enterprise sales. Again, like I just said, nearly the entire S&P 500 uses their products. They are #1, they are the big man on campus, and the #2 company is not even close. All right, so they are the go-to, and their product is very, very sticky. They have an extremely high switching cost. If a company wants to switch to one of Salesforce's competitors, it's not just something they can do overnight. It can literally cost them millions of dollars in order to switch, especially when you factor in having to train all of their employees on a totally new platform, trying to get all of their data from Salesforce to the next one. And that's not even to mention how much time it would take them. So if you multiply by the amount of time that they would have to train all of their new employees on this new platform, switching would be a complete headache. All right, so extremely high switching costs if people want to leave Salesforce. Thirdly, they have great cost discipline and margin expansion. They do an amazing job of keeping all of their expenses down. And on top of that, AI boosts their pricing power and their stickiness. AI is only making their product even better. And when it comes to a CRM product with AI integrated, no one is even close. And so AI is not destroying their business, it is absolutely helping it. And lastly, they have amazing cash flow. And again, they are very, very undervalued. So let's go ahead and take a look. All right, so we can see it is a $238 billion company, and they're currently trading at a PE of 28. And Salesforce actually pays a dividend. Now, it's not much, but they pay it. And again, just like Adobe, Salesforce was also up today, while the market tanked a little over 1%. And looking at what analysts think, there are currently 50 analysts that are covering this stock, and they have it as a moderate buy, and they have a mean target of $331 and a high target of $475 and a low target of $223, which is not too far off from where it is currently. So collectively, they see pretty good upside to this stock. But now let's go ahead and take a look at the technicals. All right, so looking at the chart here, we can see I have weekly candles pulled up for this too. And we can see that it hit a high of about $369 last December, so about a year ago. And again, all of the AI articles and stuff came out over last year, and people started selling off the stock because AI was supposed to replace their business. But what I want you to notice is that it has very clear support right here around this $230 to $240 level, because we can see every time it hits it, it goes back up, hits it, goes back up, hits it, goes back up. And then the same thing happened here again and again and again and again. And so since it's so close to these levels, I like really any bullish strategy. So you could sell puts, you could do bull put spreads, you could do leaps or poor man covered calls. And again, we in the Trader Freedom community have already entered into those trades and they're doing pretty well. But those are my thoughts on both Adobe and Salesforce. They are both amazing companies that will continue to grow throughout 2026 and beyond. But let me know down in the comments below what you think about these companies. And if you would like to come trade to freedom with me, then come join us. The link is below in the description. But with that, I will see you guys on the next video. Peace!